Malaysia's forest cover is currently at 55.3%, or 18.3 million hectares of our land, total land area, exceeding Malaysia's initial commitment at the Rio Earth Summit. This represents the nation's will and commitment to conserve and sustainably manage our forests, its flora and fauna. Our forest cover today is even far higher than that of most large European countries, including France, Germany, Italy, and the United Kingdom. Today, despite Malaysia's economic growth and rapid urbanization, maintaining its forests and making existing agriculture more productive to meet increasing demand would have been achieved without adopting pragmatic, progressive, and sustainable development policies. Various laws had been enacted, such as the Land Conservation Act of 1960, Wildlife Protection Act 1972, and the National Forestry Act 1984, all instrumental legislation that have provided the legal framework covering every aspect, including land use, wildlife protection, administration, and conservation of forests. Ladies and gentlemen, Malaysia has also been blessed with oil and gas reserves. While we are not a significant crude oil producer compared with the US and Saudi Arabia, we are mindful about managing this finite resource and the perils of the dust disease. The National Depletion Policy of 1980 was instituted to safeguard the exploitation of Malaysia's natural oil reserves because of the rapid increase in the production of crude oil. Due to this policy, our crude oil production minus condensate is capped at 600,000 barrels per day. In pursuing our vision towards becoming a developed nation, we admit that we are facing an increasing pressure as we need to comply to the various commitments under the multilateral environmental agreement and adhere to trade regulations such as labeling and standard to meet international specific environmental requirements. For instance, in ensuring our natural resources base comply to the international standard, we established the Malaysia Timber Certification Scheme to enable our timber product to be exported to the international market. At the national level, the MyHido program has been initiated to promote the sourcing and purchasing of green products and services in Malaysia. Ladies and gentlemen, renewable energy has been given a renewed focus in Malaysia. We have set a target of 50% electricity generation from renewable energy sources by the year 2025. Current incentives such as the Green Technology Financing Scheme and the Green Investment Tax Allowance will be continued to incentivize the growth of renewable energy. Although Malaysia has put in place various efforts to prevent environmental loss, we still face challenges from our growing socio-economic development needs. The increasing population of Malaysia brings with it an increased demand for food, water, and other infrastructures, which places pressure on our natural resources and environment. The impact of climate change further adds to this pressure. Extreme changes in rainfall patterns as well as extended dry spells affect our forest ability to store and produce fresh water, and sea level rises that lead to peculiar flood incidents and pollution. In the 11th Malaysia Plan of 2016-2020, substantial resources have been allocated to implement a wide range of actions to address climate change as well as to further enhance our conservation and restoration efforts. Ladies and gentlemen, we need to ensure the earth will be able to exist in its best form to provide the services and environment that human needs. Thus, we need to responsibly use and protect our natural resources and environment by conserving and do things sustainably. This effort needs to be adopted by all people at all levels for us to succeed, especially in addressing the impact of climate change. We believe that the unsustainable use of natural resources and neglecting the environment have much to do with these changes. On the global front, Malaysia takes its commitment to conservation seriously and is proud to be a signatory to an extensive list of global treaties on conservation, wildlife, forestry, and the environment. Malaysia is party to various multilateral forest conservation-related conventions and agreements, such as the Convention on Biological Diversity, the United Nations Framework Convention on Climate Change, Convention on Wetlands of International Importance, or Ramsar, and Convention on International Trade in Endangered Species of Wild Flora and Fauna. As party to these conventions, Malaysia is obliged to develop national strategies, plans and programs for the conservation and sustainable use of natural resources. We also have ratified the Montreal Protocol since 1989 in supporting the global effort to reduce or eliminate the production and use of materials that contribute to depletion of ozone. Malaysia has also ratified the Paris Agreement in 2016 and is committed to reduce 45% of greenhouse gas emissions intensity to gross domestic product GDP by 2030. Malaysia sees this multilateral environmental agreement as a key part of its formula to balance in the sense of its responsibility to the planet, its responsibility to its people to ensure the right to food, clothing and shelter, and balancing the right of its people to rise out of poverty and so seek long-term, sustainable and shared prosperity for the country. I thank you.
Thank you very much indeed for those fascinating remarks. Very grateful for your comments and your wisdom. Let me now turn the podium over to His Excellency, the Prime Minister of Pakistan, Mr. Imran Khan.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. First of all, I'd like to say that I feel proud. I'm sitting with a statesman of our times, Dr. Mahathir Mohamad, who I respect and I admire the way he has transformed Malaysia, and especially that he came back at this young age to fight corruption. And the Malaysia which Dr. Mahathir left behind, and the one, unfortunately, because of corruption, which is a problem for, in fact, countries are poor only because of corruption, not because of lack of resources. So I really respect Dr. Mahathir Mohamad, and I'm proud to be sitting with him. Let me just first say that I was a born environmentalist because I loved the wilderness of Pakistan. We have the most unique mountain wilderness in the world, because half of the world's highest peaks are in Pakistan. And so I grew up on trekking, and all our summer vacations were always spent in the Himalayas and in the mountains. And in time I saw, with a lot of pain, forest dwindling, and our forest cover each year was
पाकिस्तान और मलेशिया ने मुश्तरका तौर पर गुर्बत के खात्मे के हवाले से न्यूयॉर्क में कॉन्फ्रेंस का इनेकाद किया है। इसी कॉन्फ्रेंस से वज़ीर आज़म इमरान खान खिताब कर रहे थे। खिताब करते उन्होंने कहा कि डॉक्टर महातीर मोहम्मद का बेहद एहतराम करता हूँ।
one of the smallest percentage of forest cover in Pakistan. So when my party won an election 6 years ago in the province of Pakhtunkhwa, we decided that we would do something which no other Pakistani government had ever done. We decided to plant 1 billion trees in 5 years to counter climate change. Because Pakistan happens to be, unfortunately, in the top 10 countries most vulnerable to climate change. The water, 80% of the water in our rivers comes from our glaciers. And because of global warming, our glaciers are melting at a faster rate than we hear of glaciers, for instance, on the poles. In fact, the Swiss Prime Minister was telling me that their glaciers are also melting. But in Pakistan and India as well, Himalayas, Karakoram and these big ranges, the Hindu Kush, the glaciers are melting at a faster rate. So the only thing we can do, because Pakistan contributes hardly anything to emissions of greenhouse gases. The rich countries who are really responsible should really help countries like Pakistan and other countries which are now trying to compensate for the damage done by these greenhouse gas emissions. So this global warming affects us, and if as the glaciers keep receding, the whole, not just the Indus Basin, but the two great river systems, the Ganges Basin in India, the future for hundreds of millions of people is going to be affected. So we tried our best. In a province, we planted 1 billion trees. No one thought it would be possible. But we used a unique method, and I must commend our team, which was involved in this planting of 1 billion trees. We enlisted local communities, women who would be living in mountain areas. We paid them money to grow nurseries. And then young men also living in mountain communities, we hired them as guards to protect as the saplings grew. So it was one of the most successful campaigns, acknowledged by WWF, by World Economic Forum, by Bond Challenge. We planted 1.1 billion trees in 5 years. So now, when my party won elections a year ago, we became even more ambitious, and we have given ourselves a target of 10 billion trees. So in the next 5 years, we hope to plant 10 billion trees in Pakistan to counter the effects of climate change. And we are going to use the same method of employing people in remote communities. We're going to pay women especially to grow nurseries, in remote villages, and then hire young boys from the communities as guards to protect the trees, like we've done in KP province. But I do feel that those countries, rich countries who are contributing so much toward these greenhouse gas emissions, they must help countries like us, because the rate at which we are going, I'm afraid, I just feel that there's not much seriousness in this from the richer countries. Because maybe they feel that they are not affected that much, but eventually everyone will be affected. You will have refugees because of climate change. And already we see this refugee crisis and all in Europe, people trying to get into richer countries. The problems the United States has with people coming in from the south. So this is only going to grow, and that's why the world as a whole must tackle climate change. And they must deal with it with much more seriousness than we see right now. Thank you.
Thank you very much indeed for those remarks. When I was a lot younger, I spent some time hiking in the north of Pakistan, in Hindu Kush. As you said, it's a beautiful, beautiful area, quite remarkable. And the achievement of planting all those trees is a remarkable achievement. I have to say, perhaps as a moderator, I shouldn't get too involved here, but I am totally sympathetic to your comments about the responsibilities of industrial countries and the scandalous nature of the situation we have with respect to climate change. And the fact that the developing countries will bear much of the cost, but that cost is being generated by the industrial countries. That is an outrage, and I wish we could do more about it. I wish I personally could do more about it, but I'm afraid I reached the limit. Anyway, let me bring matters to a close now. Let me thank the Prime Ministers, the Her Excellencies Prime Ministers of Malaysia and Pakistan for these very interesting comments, very interesting indeed, and thank all the other panelists, and thank you for being present and making this event happen. Thank you very much indeed.
Thank you.
न्यूयॉर्क से आप देख रहे थे कि गुर्बत के खात्मे के हवाले से पाकिस्तान और मलेशिया की जानिब से मुश्तरका कॉन्फ्रेंस का इनेकाद किया गया। वज़ीर आज़म इमरान खान कॉन्फ्रेंस से खिताब कर रहे थे। उन्होंने कहा कि डॉक्टर महातीर मोहम्मद का बेहद एहतराम करता हूँ। कौमें बदउनवानी की वजह से तनाज़ुली का शिकार हुई हैं। पाकिस्तान में जंगलात की शरह बहुत कम है। हमने फैसला किया है कि 5 साल में 1 अरब दरख्त लगाएंगे। ग्लोबल वार्मिंग की वजह से हमारे ग्लेशियर्स तेज़ी से पिघल रहे हैं। माहौलियाती आलूदगी की वजह से बहुत ज़्यादा नुकसान हो चुका है। माहौलियाती चैलेंजेस से निपटने के लिए खातिर खा इक़दाम कर रहे हैं। इसी कॉन्फ्रेंस से डॉक्टर महातीर मोहम्मद ने भी खिताब किया। उनका कहना था कि मईशत को बेहतर बनाकर गुर्बत का खात्मा यकीनी बनाया जा सकता है। मौशी बेहतरी के लिए पायदार तरक्याती अहदाफ हासिल किए जा सकते हैं। उन्होंने कहा कि मलेशिया के पास तेल और गैस के वसी ज़खायर मौजूद हैं। हमारी मौसर पॉलिसी की वजह से खाम माल की पैदावार में इजाफा हुआ है। कुदरती वसाइल काबिल इस्तेमाल बनाकर गुर्बत के खात्मे में मदद मिल सकती है। समाजी शोबे की तरक्की भी एक चैलेंज है जिसके लिए इक़दाम कर रहे हैं। PTV न्यूज़ से ये थी अब तक की ताज़ा तरीन खबर। मजीद खबर और अपडेट्स के लिए आप हमारे साथ रहेगा।
के अंदर इस्लामोफोबिया और ख़ास तौर पे जब इस्लामिक एक्सट्रीमिज़म की बात की जाती है, उसके पस मंज़र में कौन से ऐसे पहलू हैं जिनको मद्देनजर रखना ज़रूरी है कि शायद ऐसा है कि मगरिब को उस तरह से समझाया नहीं गया जिस तरह उनको समझाया जाना चाहिए, या जो कुव्वतें हमारे खिलाफ काम कर रही हैं